Okay. That's so weird. All right. Yo, this Gimme the Juice with Rena.
And Nana.
You can find us at iTunes, Google Play, Iheartradio, youheard.com, Spotify, everywhere.
All platforms.
We're streaming everywhere. So tonight we have a special guest via Zoom. I can say in the building. His name is Maximo, aka Max Escobar. Why you put that face?
She just called me Maximo.
You wasn't ready, right?
I wasn't ready for that one. But all right. Yeah, Maximo in the building.
Bronx right. Native, Dominicano, right?
Facts.
Dominicans in the building. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Like personally?
Yeah, whatever you want to tell us.
Let's start off with how did Escobar came up about?
So I started as a club promoter. Well, I started as a flyer boy first, but then I ended up becoming a club promoter. And I didn't want to use my government name because I was doing a lot of like dealing with a lot of street people and doing concerts and shit like that. So like I thought, you know, like what can I use? Like what can I use? My mom's last name is Escoboza, right? So I was like, I don't want to use Escoboza. Like that's just random.
Right.
So I took her name and then put the Escobar. So like it kind of gave it like that aura. So when a lot of people was like Max Escobar, like they already had like some sort of perception. So it was like you know when Puff had Puff Daddy, for example. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my stage name, Max Escobar.
Okay. I honestly thought it was because you were like always grinding and stuff. So I'm like, oh, he calls himself Max Escobar.
I mean, yeah, that's who.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that for the next one.
So
I mean, you are grinding.
Right.
Yeah. I can't stay still. I have ADD. So I'm like in multiple businesses because I feel like I gotta create constantly, you know? So like in the music industry, you gotta be able to diversify yourself. You gotta be able to be a director of a platform and then also have your own record label and also have your own network and also do all these different things. So eventually you got eggs in different baskets so you can make multiple streams of income. And that's what it's really all about.
Yep. Right. You're correct. So you started promoting. And how did you get into the whole industry, the music industry?
Time out. Before we get into all of that, I know you from the Bronx. Shout out to the Bronx. So yeah, you didn't tell us about yourself. So I know.
Oh, he stopped with the promoting.
Yeah, but that's it. He's from the Bronx, from Sheridan, 171. Yes.
I love Sheridan.
Now you can continue.
Yeah, I mean, I played baseball since young, and I always it was weird because you know I'm a dark-skinned Dominican, so people don't know I talk Spanish. So I was always cool with the Morenos and the Spanish people. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how it is. Like I went to Roosevelt High School first. And I got kicked out of Roosevelt because I got into too many fights and situations.
Oh, wow.
And then, like, my mom, she ended up moving to Orlando. So I was in Orlando for, like, about a year, and I went to Gateway High School. I got kicked out of Gateway High School.
Wow.
I went to Point Siena High School.
Damn, you went everywhere.
Like I said, I've been around the
world. And then I ended up coming back to the Bronx to Sheridan Ave, and I went to Kennedy High School. And the baseball coach, you know, he practically saved my life because I was into the streets and you know fighting and doing all this crazy shit. And then baseball kind of took my sole focus away because he kind of made it like impossible for me to do other things. So like at 5 a.m, I got to go to the gym and in the school. Then after that, I got to go to school. Then after that, I got baseball practice. Then I'm home sleeping to get back up at 5 a.m. So like I needed that type of structure in my life, you know. So after that, I ended up playing professional baseball. I got signed with the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay.
And,
Nice.
yeah, and you know, like I tore my ACL, and you know, once you tear you tear your ACL, like you're not really good
Right.
as an athlete, you know.
You're not worth anything no more.
Right.
Yeah, and that was like my first time into business. You know what I'm saying? Because when I got signed, baseball turned from a passion into an actual business. I started understanding like these niggas look at me as a property. They don't look at me as, yo, this dude is good and I want to help him. Nah, he got hurt, get him the fuck out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was that easy.
Right.
So when I came back to New York, you know, I went through a whole situation where I was dealing with like depression and shit. Cause I went from being one of the first people to get signed in baseball from the Bronx, that the biggest accomplishment you could do in the Bronx is coming out in the Bronx 12.
Yep.
At that time, you know what I'm saying? So I came out as, yo, Max, you know, he got signed, like, ooh, all this crazy shit. So I was like semi-famous already in the sense of in the Bronx. And when I came back and the news was Max got released, now it's like, ah, fuck this nigga.
Right. Who's Max?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I had to deal with that from both ends, from my family, because when you get signed, your family's looking at you as a way out.
Yep.
You know, they're like, oh, this dude is gonna make it. We all gonna be rich. We're gonna live in mansions and shit.
Right.
And then when you come back and the dream is over, now they're looking at you like, oh my God, it's fucking done.
Yeah.
You know, so I was constantly like, my dad like kept telling me like, yo, just become a cop and work 20 years and retire.
What? Who wants to do all of that?
Well, there's parents that be saying like stuff like that.
I know, but the thing is, our parents, they think logically.
Yeah.
Get a job with a pension, you got something secure, and you know, you do that. So with me, like education wasn't my thing. Like I was always an athlete. I was always, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up just going into like security and shit, because you know I'm a big dude. I'm like 6'4". You know, I was like, let me do security.
Wow, you that tall?
I didn't even know you was that tall.
Yeah, so it's like, all right. So I went down that road, and I was miserable. Like I was like, yo, I can't do this. I gotta figure it out. And like my route was always promoting, because I was a flyer boy when I was younger. So like I used to hand out flyers and shit. So like I saved up a couple of dollars and shit. And my brother Ruben, I told him, I'm like, yo, bro, let's be promoters. Because at that time, what was popping was like the club promoter cliques, right? So you had like Sketchy, you had Pretty Bad Boy Entertainment, you had Lineup, you had all this shit, right?
Right.
So that's when I created Self-Made Legends, right? Because I was cool with all these dudes, but I was like, yo, I need to build my own business. So I created Self-Made Legends, and we threw a couple of parties. The first party was a success, and after that, like we flopped like 3-4 times. And my partners in Self-Made Legends all left, because they were like, yo, bro, we're not gonna keep losing. The only person that stood there was Ruben. So then we ended up getting this spot called Edo's in Southern Boulevard, and that's when we hit the jackpot and we started making real money in the promoting world.
Nice. So what happened? I know I keep saying but I'm gonna edit this. Did you go back to Miami? Or you after that, like you started?
Yeah, after a while, like because after that I went to Akon. Akon's the one that was Akon was a dude that he was doing hip hop, but he had a lot of Spanish people around him. You know what I'm saying? So like one of his dudes was seeing what I was doing in the promoting world. And he was like, yo, like we need to get this dude because he knows in like music, throwing concerts is a key component. You know what I'm saying? So like when they see a promoter, a young dude coming up, they're like, yo, this dude he could put our parties on his back and we can make some real money. So that's when I ended up going to Convict and, you know, working that whole project.
But how did you meet him?
How did I meet Con?
Yeah.
I met him through Vlad, who was the president of Convict Latino at that time.
Okay. And so that was like your first job into the whole
industry. Yeah.
And how was that experience? Like, were you nervous at first, or you were like, whatever, since you were already a promoter?
Like, to be honest with you, it was a weird experience because I didn't really meet anybody like that until like I got into the game further. You know what I'm saying? Because in the beginning, you the little homie. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta constantly just do what you gotta be told. Like it's like being an intern. You know what I'm saying? So like I really learned the game of being in a major record label through that experience, because like a lot of people come to me and they'd be like, yo, Max, like I just want to get in and I want to be with like a Sony or Universal. And it's like, that shouldn't be your first experience because those companies are so big that you end up just losing yourself in the shuffle if you're not a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Because some people become complacent to just being, oh, I work at Sony or I work at Universal, but you really ain't doing shit.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? So you are the director of Latin strategy at Audiomack.
Yeah, can you tell us title, right?
Can you tell us a little bit about your role and how did you get to Audiomack?
So I had a label called CNS Music after Convict, and I had two artists signed to me. I had Monkey Money, which his artist name was Sean Black, and I had a rapper called Chaka. And I was actually talking about doing like a joint venture with them. So what ended up happening was the person I was doing the deal with left the company.
Oh, wow.
Her name was Vanessa, and she became an executive in Audiomack. So with Vanessa, like we were chilling and talking, we became cool. And when this is the power of networking, you know what I'm saying? You don't know who you know until you're there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like me and Vanessa met, we were cool for like 4 days, and I didn't see her for like a year. I didn't see her for a whole year. She hits me up a year later and goes, yo, I'm in this company called Audiomack or whatever. They want to do something with Latin. Like, come in and see what's up. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, let's do it. So I go there, and Audiomack is a startup, right? So it's a startup company. Everything, what I like about startups is what you eat, you got to kill. If you understand what I mean. Like, this is not like you're going to sit here and do nothing and get a free check. Like most companies. Like in a startup, in order for you to progress, you got to raise the value of the startup for you to make real money. You know what I'm saying? So she brought me in. In the beginning, they were all looking at me like I had 15 heads. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the people in there are super young, techie, you know, like Soho-driven type of people. And I come in.
A millennium.
Yeah, like, and I come in and I'm some hood dude from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? And they're looking at me like how they look at tigers in cages and shit. You know what I'm saying? So they just started asking me questions like, yo, like, who do you know? And I was like, what do you mean, who do I know? Like, Latin artists, who do you know? And because of my connections through throwing concerts, I know most.
Omega.
I signed Omega.
Yeah, he signed Omega.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So most artists is I know them. And if I don't know them, I know somebody that knows them. So they just like were like, yo, so call this dude on FaceTime. And I went to my phone, called them on FaceTime, and like, here.
They were doubting you.
Yeah, you know,
Damn.
like they had to test me. And
you know why? Because they was judging this book by its cover. They was just looking at you and think that you was just, oh, he's some regular hood, probably black nigga, and just don't come in here and fuck us over. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like I told you, because it's a startup, they don't believe how much connections you have until you show them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like with me, I had to really show what I could do.
Mm-hmm.
What a lot of people don't know about me starting an Audiomack, for the first 3 months, I was in my position. I was like a consultant. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really making any type of money like that. But what I did was I had to sacrifice my money, sacrifice what it was, because I believed in the vision. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you got to sacrifice your money just so you could get later on what you want. Because I didn't know I was going to become the director of marketing and Latin strategy. That's a position that they invented January 1st of 2019. You know what I'm saying? So I had to work to get that position and take it. You know, so like most of the time,
you made it.
Yeah, like you gotta. Sometimes people just want the satisfaction of success just because they feel like they deserve it and they don't want to work for it. And it's like, bro, you gotta bust your ass. Like, ain't where we from? Any type of success story is because they took it.
Right. Yeah.
Not because you mommy papi type of nigga and you just make it in the game. That doesn't happen.
Right.
That is so true. I mean, we're going through it too. This is not easy, especially because we're girls and we're like the only females uptown, like Washington Heights in the Bronx, that's doing like the podcast. But it's still hard.
I can imagine, you know what I'm saying? Especially the fact that because, you know, when you're Spanish or you're a minority, any dude is gonna come in and just be on some sexual shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't believe in, like with me, when it comes to networking, I don't say no to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't look at numbers, I don't look at none of that shit. It doesn't affect me in any type of way. If you got two listeners in your podcast, if you got 500,000, I treat it the same way. Because those two that you have probably don't know me.
Right.
Yep.
So why am I gonna say no?
Right. And we appreciate it that you said yes. We're the same way. We don't say no. We don't turn down an invite because we don't know who will we meet. And just like networking, we're shouting out our podcast. We're shouting out what we do, you know? So it's just like, it's hard. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it'd be like that.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
So how does the business of streaming works? Because a lot of people get that a little confused with the whole streaming when it comes to music.
I look crazy.
No, stop saying that.
The business of streaming, right? So any artist right now that said that streaming was bullshit is feeling it right now. Why? Because you can't tour. You can't really sell merch like that. You can't really do anything but make money from streaming, right? So a lot of artists complain that, streaming is bullshit because for me to do one physical sale, I got to do 1,000 streams. And the problem that I see with that is, bro, all business, you're not going to win.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you got to maximize everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you now are in a position where you're home, everybody's home. It don't matter if you're a millionaire, if you're a broke nigga, if you got fucking islands and all this crazy shit, you're stuck at home. So
and guess what? Streaming is it.
Exactly. So the point is, if you look at streaming now, streaming is up across the board. Netflix, YouTube, Audiomack, Spotify, all the platforms are up. Why? Because people are bored. Like literally Netflix has to figure it out because I've seen everything. So we
Yo.
need to add some titles.
They're like the second
Right.
person that said that.
Right.
Like we got to do something. But and it's the same thing with music. Like I get so many people telling me like, yo, the pandemic is serious. Like nobody's supposed to be taking out music. And I tell people like, you're a fucking idiot. Because Jay-Z dropped the blueprint on 9/11 and sold 500,000 units.
Yeah.
You understand? Like we didn't know 9/11 was gonna happen.
Right.
But at the same time, music heals pain.
Yes. Yes,
You
it
understand?
does.
So if we're stuck here, and me from personal level, I'm blessed because nobody in my family has gotten it. Nobody has died. I feel like I'm blessed. But at the same time, I have so many friends that lost mothers, fathers, brothers, cousins, all types of shit. And I'm not going to sit here and say music is going to fix them. But I know what it is to go through depression and
you can connect to them.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not telling a bunch of artists to drop fucking coronavirus songs, but just drop good music and you're going to see that people are going to listen to it.
And we are going to listen because we're at home, like you said. There's nothing to do. But you know how many videos and like songs I've listened to that people keep dropping every day? And I'm like, damn, that's why I hit you up because I was like, I saw you with DJ Dramos and I was like, nah, I need to hit him up. I know he's going to answer back because everybody is home. So he's not going to be busy.
I couldn't tell you, hey, I'm busy. That's the load of bullshit, right?
Right.
That's why I was like, nah. If he say no, that means that he don't want to come to the podcast.
He's a douche. That's why he's saying no.
I mean, yeah.
You'll be surprised.
We gotten a lot of no's, but so what?
They've told us yeah, then they said no, and it's just like what?
And then the day comes and they don't show up. I'll be like, okay.
That makes no sense to me.
It doesn't.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. But God bless him.
Right.
That happens to me all the time. Like, I'm gonna give you a perfect story. When I first started in Audiomack, it was a new company. Nobody knew what the fuck Audiomack was, right? I do a press conference / like press release shit in Dominican Republic. So I picked Dominican Republic because I'm Dominican.
Right.
So I thought my Dominican artists, my Dominican people are going to support me because I'm Dominican and I have a music streaming site that is going to benefit them and market their music. Guess how many Dominican artists won?
0.
Donut.
Are you serious?
Donut. I did it in the Blue Mall in the capital.
I was just going to ask you that. I was going to ask you about because you did the kickoff outreach in the Dominican Republic, right?
The what?
That's the what is it? The Audiomack kicked off. Oh no, forget it. But that's what I was gonna say, that Melly Mel and them were supposed to go, no? Like you were supposed to have
I was supposed to do like this it was like a contest where like rappers and shit like that was gonna go perform and we were gonna have judges and I was gonna pay them $2,000 and pay for their song and video. That's what I was gonna do. But what I'm talking about is when I was like launching Audiomack Latin, like the actual Latin division of Audiomack, the first country I went to was to my own people.
Right.
They didn't support me.
Right.
And then the funny thing is, I was on TV in Dominican Republic, and the dude told me.
And still.
No, the dude told me, yo, how do you feel that you came all the way to Dominican Republic and nobody supported you?
What was your answer?
So I looked at him, and I was trying to look at him to see if he was trying to say it like with malice, Or was he trying to say it like, yo, I feel for you like that? No, he was trying to play me on live TV. So I looked at him, and then the hood got out of me. And I'm going to translate what I said in Spanish into English. I told him, I'm like, yo, what you got to understand, Dominican Republic, that Audiomack is a multi-million-dollar company. We don't need Dominican Republic. We don't need Dominican artists. You understand? Like, we already millionaires. I came here to support my people and to market their music so they can make money. You understand what I'm saying? So when I said that, he was like, oh, but why are you getting so aggressive? I said, no, I'm not getting aggressive. What I'm telling you is that you are here in this whack-ass show because this set looks like I'm in the middle of a trap house. And I'm saying this like in Spanish. I'm like,
already picturing
so
it.
I'm already here trying to promote something that you could benefit from, because you can put your dumbass, whack-ass podcast in this Audiomack and make real money in dollars, not in pesos. You know what I'm saying? So like the issue that I always had is, why is it that us as Dominicans or Spanish people, we always want to knock each other down?
Always.
We always want to like just make fun of whatever we're doing to make ourselves feel better. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't a big artist go to your podcast and support you? Why can't a celebrity go to your podcast and just talk to you? What does that cost?
Nothing.
What does it cost for me to post you? What does it cost for me to share the podcast? Nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like a fucking, like a I'm better than you type of bullshit. And it's not true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could get shot just like you.
Yeah.
So what makes me better? I mean, I might have security. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could still get shot. It doesn't matter. So, yeah.
Sorry, continue.
No,
so
I
was going to add something to that, but continue.
Yeah, but when I went to Puerto Rico and all the Puerto Rican artists embraced me, like Tempo, Coscu, Raul Alejandro, Jay Wheeler, Daddy Yankee, damn, I don't want to miss nobody. They're gonna hate me. Fucking every artist in Puerto Rico embraced me, right? And I started going to Puerto Rico every month, and now all the Dominican artists are hitting me.
That's tight.
That's because you got the big people supporting you over there, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
And now I'm missing calls. I'm busy. My bad.
Right.
It's like that.
Right. I was gonna add. I was gonna add to what you were saying, that like, why can't we have like a celebrity just talking here? I had hit up like when Meeks when he got out of jail, the album that he had dropped after. I hit up one of the
Championship.
Yeah, yes, that one. I hit up one of the producers that he wasn't even known at the time. Like, he just did that little song. I hit him up. He replied back, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta charge you $1,000." I'm like, $1,000? We have people bigger than you in our podcast. Like, all we gonna do is ask you questions. That's it. So I was like, nah, I'm not.
Right.
The only thing that I think is the business part of it is, if I know I'm a big celebrity, for whatever example, right? If I was to tell you, yo, let's make some money off of this podcast, right? Like, let's put in a situation where we can monetize it and just give me a percentage from it, then that makes sense.
Right.
You know, yeah. How the fuck am I gonna charge you when I don't even know if you're making money off this shit?
Right.
I'm saying, like, people need to get fucked up these days.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem.
And some people be like, how much you pay so I could get in your podcast? What? How much for what? You bugging. You got the wrong podcast, shorty.
Right. Like, we were lucky enough that they chose us to represent like the 212 thing, and we were like all over New York City, and that gave us like a little clout, a little bit.
Yes.
But I mean, that still, but that still didn't work. Like, I don't know if it's, I feel like, honestly, if it were to be men doing this, like 2 men, I think that maybe it would have gotten up there. Cause I don't know, and even to get, huh?
I'm not gonna. All right, I'm gonna be real careful how I say this because I don't want I don't want to get in trouble. But I don't feel that that's completely true. What I feel is maybe there should be like some marketing that should be done to place you in that point, right? Because, for example, if you have the clout where your podcast is popping up in a lot of places, you have certain numbers, you know what I'm saying, that let's say you're getting 1 million plays or something like that. If you promote that, I feel like there's going to be more people that's going to be more open to do things because they know that you're reaching an audience that they probably can't reach. You know what I'm saying?
True.
She got me busy right now.
Right, she keeps moving.
I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all right.
It's that where I'm at. Is, you know, there's noise and stuff. So
sorry, we from the Bronx.
I had to come to the bathroom. Like my ass is hurting already.
All right.
We talk like that in our podcast, so everybody's like used to it.
Nice, cool.
Yeah, we don't hold nothing, no tongue. You say whatever you want, curse.
Right.
That's dope. I can't curse too much though.
Why?
I don't want to scare advertisers. You feel me?
I feel you.
Listen, man, I curse a lot, so.
What you said?
Do whatever you want. I said I curse a lot, so he can do whatever he wants. So how did you meet Omega? Like, how did this come about?
When I was playing baseball, there was a club called the Orlando in La Palma de Herrera, and every time we used to be drinking and shit, at 5 o'clock in the morning, the spot that we would go to is that spot. They used to call it La Loma. You know, so in that spot, a lot of artists would go at 5 in the morning to just chill because there's just a bunch of artists and nobody gave a fuck that they were there. So like, I was there and I just got signed, and Omega was there and he had a single called Esta Noche Traveso.
Yeah.
Like the first like big song.
Yeah,
so my boy, they played the song and I was like, yo, this shit is fire. And then my boy was like, yo, he's standing right next to you, bro. Like, you drinking with the nigga. And I'm like, yo, this is your song? He was like, yeah, bro. You know, and I'm like, oh, shit, like, you nice. Because the thing with Omega was that he was a rapper that did merengue mambo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, he had, like, that aura. Like, when it comes to artists, like, there's a lot of artists that I start fucking with before they actually blow up. And it's something that I see. It's like an aura that I see within the artist. There's some artists that you look at them and you know they're an artist. There's some artists that you look at them and you just be like, all right, my nigga, you're just doing this shit because it's cool right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see when an artist is a star. I see it. I don't know what formula to tell you, how I do it. I don't know. It's just
that's just the gift that you have, that you can read. You know, you can see talent.
Yeah, exactly.
So who's another person that's like big that you was like messing with before?
Didn't you discover DJ Anthony from DJ Anthony Ray from Univision?
Yes.
You did. How did you guys meet?
I was the club promoter in Eros, and at that time his name was Chico Mezcla.
Oh, whoa.
And I didn't like him playing in my parties.
Why?
Because he was a hick. You know what I'm saying? So my parties were like,
you was a hood nigga.
No. My parties is like me and like like we're Spanish, but we talk English.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We dress like we're in hip hop. We don't dress like we're fucking merengue backup dancers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This nigga
so he was like his typical.
Yeah, like this nigga would come to the party in a fucking a Beetle.
Oh,
and
God.
he would jump out the Beetle you know, and some long ass shoes and shit, like the pony shoes shit.
That Latin shoes.
Yeah, and then this nigga there was one day this nigga had polka dot pants.
Oh,
no.
Now listen to what I'm telling you. You're not understanding what I'm saying.
You sound bad.
He had polka dot pants, my nigga. You understand what I'm saying?
Straight up Dominican.
So this dude, I'm there with my fucking chain out and shit, like, and I'm looking at this nigga and I'm like, yo, bro. And I told the club owner, I'm like, I can't have no DJ like this playing in my party.
Right.
Poor guy.
So the nigga would look at me, he'd be like, yo, like, Max, like, what's the problem? I'm like, bro, you a fucking hit. Until you learn how to dress, you will not come to my parties.
That's mean.
You know what I'm saying?
And where he's from?
He's Dominican. But
he's Dominican.
No, I'm saying, like, where he's from, like, out here in New York.
Not Jersey, but that's the problem. He was Dominican and he went to Jersey instead of New York. When you go, so you went from one.
But he was in Nueva York.
No, he was in one hick place, which is PR, to another hick place, which is Jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I can't.
So like
when he came, he's like, "Yeah, I'm in Nueva York."
Yeah. So
I know, like you're in a whole different state, bro.
So I was throwing a party in this Bronx spot called Zeus Lounge, and Anthony, he showed up, and he was still Chico Mezcla, but he showed up and he was like wearing, like he was dressing better, and he was driving a Beamer and shit. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like,
he stepped it out. He took it to the heart.
I'm like, I'm seeing.
You want to play?
So this nigga was bold, and he was like, yo, you're gonna be my manager. And I looked at him, I'm like, yo, bro, I make so much money off of promoting. Why the fuck would I be a DJ's manager? Because at that time, being a manager to a DJ was not cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like weeks would go by, and then I looked at the game and I started seeing like promoters promoting for hookah and $100.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that started happening where promoters started like decreasing their money. And I was the type of dude that I was making a lot of money per party. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to need to shift what I'm doing here. And then I heard Anthony playing, and I'm like, yo, this nigga got nice. And he's not that much of a hick like that. And I'm like, so I ended up talking to him. I'm like, yo, like, let's have a conversation. So I sat down with him, and I was like, yo, I'll be your manager, but you got to do everything I fucking say.
Damn.
That's the rule. And he was like, let's do it. We signed the contract, and we started working. And like what I did, like the changes I did with him was I dressed him more urban, right? But it wasn't like hood, but it wasn't hick. So it was like in the middle. He would only wear dark clothing, expensive clothes. You know what I'm saying? So I was treating him like an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the music, because at that time, if you was a Latin DJ, you only play Spanish music.
I remember that.
DJ, you only play hip hop music.
Mm-hmm.
Started doing both at a time when people weren't doing that.
Right.
And then we started dropping mixtapes, and that's when we really took over the game. You know,
that's it.
Everybody was like, "Yo, we need an Anthony Ray mixtape."
Yeah, you want to be my manager?
Be our manager.
Yeah, so it was a dope experience. I managed him for like 10 years.
Damn.
Wow.
And he's big too.
Right.
Like he's known and stuff.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
And all that. I didn't want him to go on radio though.
Why?
Hope he sees this. Huh?
Why?
Because radio for me, I can't really talk too much shit about radio because I have artists signed to me and we use radio. Mm-hmm. So I love y'all. I love radio. But
that's a different platform.
Exactly. But the thing is with a DJ, when you go on radio, now you're an employee to a radio station. So there's certain limitations that you can't do. You know,
outside.
Like Anthony Ray was a street DJ. And he took over the streets because we was in the streets every day. Mm-hmm. So now that you're in the radio station, they're going to look at you like you sold out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now this nigga's on TV, you know what I'm saying, looking like he bleaching his skin and shit.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Nah, he's not. But what I'm saying is like
the makeup,
and the lights and the makeup, and this nigga look like Sammy Sosa out here.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? And then he's smiling because you know he whitened his teeth and shit. And he looked like he sold out to the man. You feel me?
Right.
And then the streets, we don't respect that.
Right.
We respect when you sell out to the man. You feel me? So you lose a lot of street credibility when you go and sign to like a big ass company like Univision or like Mega or one of them shits. Like you sold out.
I mean, we kind of learned that when we went to Hot 97. Like people will like tell us different stories, so I kind of figured it will be like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a part of the game, though. I don't. What I say is, we're in the era where directly to your consumer is so easy now. So, like, let's say for example, if you got 50 people that follow you, if you're able to monetize those 50 people, like sell them T-shirts, sell them merch, sell them like an exclusive episode with like a big artist or some shit like that. When you do that type of business and there's only 50 people, you can actually make it an actual business that you can live off of. You know what I'm saying? So it goes from 50 to now to 100, to then 150, then 200, and you keep growing it. Now you have an actual business that you can monetize and keep growing.
Right, because you have those loyal customers.
Exactly. You know, if you come out with a T-shirt, you're selling 200, and let's say you're making $20 a T-shirt, your money, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sure is.
What is prende la cabina?
Yo, you saying that in Spanish is so funny.
Why? I mean, I lived in the Dominican Republic for like 2 years and a half, 3.
No, but you say it so innocent. Like, what's prende la cabina? But so I'm a hip hop head, right? So Big Tig in the Basement was a big influence for me. You know what I'm saying? Like out of the famous and dope ass freestyles, like for me, the Cameron freestyle with him counting money while he's freestyling was big. The G Unit, the Dipset, like all that shit. So I wanted to create the Latin version. When it comes to Latin, I feel like there's a disconnect with the fan, because they become fans of songs. They don't become fans of the actual artist because they don't know enough about the artist. Right. So, for example, I'm gonna ask y'all both Dominican?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna put y'all to the test. Who's your favorite Dominican artist?
Who's what?
Your favorite Dominican?
Our favorite Dominican, but what kind? Like what genre?
It could be whatever. It could be whatever you want.
Well, I'm not really too much of a Spanish head, but Dominican, I like Aventura and Omega.
Yeah, I like Omega. I like Aventura. Like the throwbacks, but the new ones, I don't really know.
Let's say new ones.
I don't know.
You don't like any of them?
No.
I can't tell you. I'm not really into.
It's not that I don't know. If I listen to their songs, I'll be like, oh, I know he's Dominican, but I don't really know the artist. Like you said, like I don't really know.
All right, I'm going to use those two as an example.
I mean, a new artist, Chucky, what is it? Chucky 75?
El Alfa.
73, El Alfa, right?
El Alfa, Tali.
Ozuna.
Ozuna is half and half. Well, Puerto Rican. He's Puerto Rican.
At this point,
I'm going to put to the test right now. The reason y'all like Aventura, you know why?
Why?
Because they're romantic.
No, it's the journey. It's the journey. You feel like you know their story. You know where they come from. You know their names. You know sort of stories about each one of them. So they told the story of Aventura. So
just like Omega.
Huh?
Omega too.
Exactly.
Like we know his story.
His whole story. With the new artists now, you only hear one song and you be like, yo, I like that song. That shit fire. But you never hear anything else about them.
But you know something that most of the time it don't even be the song, it be the beat.
Yeah, yeah.
That too. But the point is that you're not invested into the artist because you don't know his story. You know,
Right.
you don't know where he comes from. But if you would have knew the artist and he would have did a mini documentary, which could be fucking 10, 15 minutes talking about, yo, I come from the poorest area of the Bronx. My mom had cancer. She fought it. She beat it. I took my family out of the hood and now we live in this house. And
We
now
got bars.
Right.
yeah, but the point is, you have the story of like,
Right.
support him because
Right.
this dude comes from nothing.
Right.
But you don't got that no more. There's no more storylines. All you know is, esa canción está dura. I like it. But you don't
Right,
know.
but then all the songs is talking about fucking bitches and fake ass and same shit. Money.
And like things that doesn't make sense.
Right.
Yeah, but y'all support it. So that's why it's gonna come out, because if you keep on supporting the bullshit, more bullshit is gonna keep coming.
But then also we can also blame the DJs.
No, let's not do that.
Yeah, you know why?
This podcast
Because
is gonna be 50 hours if we do this.
Well, I say that because it's like if I'm going to the club or something and I never heard the song and the DJ's playing, it's like, what the fuck?
But why do you think they're playing that song?
Maybe because people like it. Sometimes
because of the people, the crowd. That's what they want. They want a fan base.
Also play songs that it's new and they be like, hey, maybe my crowd might like this.
No, it's not even like that. DJs right now barely break records. They're not breaking records. So whatever a DJ plays is because they know that that's what the street is listening to. We're in the Bronx, right? So in the summer, when the car's passing by and they're playing that song, and you hear Chucky Siete Tre on the song, and you hear and that shit passes one time, then another car comes and playing the same song, and another car, same song. What are you gonna say in your mind? This song is lit.
But it could also be his friends, and they just passing by. Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Rare. That's rare for a DJ to play like their friend's song. It's rare.
It gotta be hot in the street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, DJs don't break records right now. They don't.
I don't know. I haven't been out so long that.
You don't go clubbing?
Nah, I don't go clubbing. I've been clubbing, but I don't do that anymore.
I've never been clubbing.
I retired. I go to like bars. We go to bars and stuff like that, like events. Like if they invite us to events, we go to events. Okay. That's how we network.
And lounges, right?
Yeah.
So you network with artists and executives and different things like that at those events.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I was hesitant right there. It seems like that's not happening.
The DJ, like we have met a lot of DJs from like the radio, right? Now that we cool with them, now is that they introduce us to someone who works in a record label, and that's how.
Yeah, artists, and we also like on IG we like do random search. If somebody plays like their homeboy's song and it sounds like it's lit, I'm gonna go see YouTube to see if they got the whole song, to see if it's really lit, stuff like that. Oh, listen to a few tracks. Oh, this person might sound like we can interview them. So we share.
Or hip hop or Latin trap or Latin hip hop, like what y'all listen to more?
We
personally listen more to hip hop.
Yeah, hip hop, R&B.
But I'm trying to get into the whole Latin because I see that they're now merging, and that's interesting. So I was telling Nana, because we're cousins, so I was telling her like, yo, if one day they be like work with Spanish, whatever, we're gonna have to talk Spanish, and we're gonna have to learn more about that.
I gotta practice
the Latin. You talk Spanish?
I talk Spanish.
I talk Spanish, but it's bad.
That's all right. I talk bad Spanish too. I just don't give a fuck.
Right.
Listen, as long as we understand each other, that's all that matters.
That's how you learn. Like if we interview one of these trap artists that are like Dominican, most of them don't know English. We're gonna have to interview them in Spanish.
That's gonna be a hard interview.
¿Cómo tú ves la cosa?
That's gonna be a hard interview for me.
I studied in the Dominican Republic, so I wouldn't like have a problem interviewing the person in Spanish. Now, my cousin Nana, I will have to tell her like, this is how you say it. This is how you're gonna ask the question.
We're gonna have Google Translate like this.
That's dope.
But yeah, but that Prende la Cabina, I saw some of the videos and I like it because it, like you said, you mentioned Big Tigger, which I met him in Atlanta and I needed a picture. I was like, yo, I can't believe I'm next to him. That was fire. And like you said, like the Spanish community, like Latin, we don't have that. And that would be dope. Like if it would come to TV, to actual TV, and we're like, oh shit.
Yeah, they can give me a check real quick. You can make it happen.
Right.
Word,
I mean, it might be coming soon. Who knows?
Right.
Never know.
Speak it into existence. Yeah,
right. You know, maybe just wait till the pandemic is over. We might have surprises. I gotta bless us some way somehow, right?
I mean, there's still a lot of business happening, even though we're in the middle of a pandemic.
Of course.
Yeah, there is.
Of course, business never sleeps.
Like that you see the whole battling with Swiss Beats and Timbaland they started. It would be dope if they do that and for the Latins like Don't Mind with Daddy Yankee. What?
Yeah.
That would be some dope shit. Why not?
But they're not DJs or producers.
No, but I'm saying like
they're doing it with artists now too.
Yeah.
But they're not. That's not gonna happen.
Why?
You gotta remember that in us Latinos, we have egos. We have I don't know how to say it, but Don Omar is a very good friend of mine. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, and he's a very good person, but at the same time, he's an artist. So like he's an artist first driven type of person. For him to get on a live to battle it out with Daddy Yankee,
we will never see that. I mean, we could get the young ones. Like Ozuna, one of them.
Do they have enough songs to do 20 rounds?
But they don't have to do 20 rounds. They could start off with 5 or 10. And you know how many people will log in to watch them battle?
Okay.
That would be dope.
Because I will tune in to watch Bad Bunny.
What? Hell yeah.
Bad Bunny.
I would watch Ozuna too.
I like Trap.
I like Bad Bunny too.
He's it.
Huh?
Okay. I don't think he'll do it either.
No, but I'm saying like you could get these ones that are not like Bad Bunny that big. That would be dope because we still listen to Spanish music. You have now didn't Alpha make music with like
A$AP?
Yes. Mm-hmm. That was dope. I think that was dope.
Yeah, and Little Pump. Like it was dope. It was definitely dope.
But he don't know no English, right?
Alpha?
Yeah.
He knows the the getting right by English.
At least he defends himself. So
yeah, I mean Alpha is a superstar. You know, I just it's just difficult like to reach them. How do I look at it? When it comes to being an artist, yes, you have to be exclusive. You have to try to market yourself the best way possible. What I also feel that Latin music is missing, besides stories, is smart marketing decisions. Like there's actually no reason why El Alfa should not be doing like a big ass commercial in the United States. There's so many people that know who El Alfa is. He can make a big bag off of selling fucking Lamborghinis or selling calidad restaurant food or whatever shit that makes the most sense. El Alfa can make money off of it. But because a lot of us as Latinos, we're not like visionaries. We don't see shit like that. We just try to make that quick money. Like, yo, let's do 100 shows in the United States and we out of here and we go back to DR. But they're not thinking about like, yo, maybe we should hit up the creative director of Off-White and create like a capsule with Off-White dedicated to Dominicans or like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's just so many different things that you could do to make your brand bigger. And they don't do it unless there's a lot of money attached to it.
But somebody has to change that.
Yeah.
You can start that.
Right.
You're good at marketing.
Right. Mr. Legend.
Start with a little person to see how that goes. I mean, it can happen. People, some way, somehow, it got to change, because this is not everyone's. Not everyone thinks like that, and I don't know, but I've always felt like you said, like I understand where you're coming from with the whole visionary, and us Hispanics, we're not like as, I don't know, we have too much ego, but somebody has to change that.
We come from nothing, so we try to make as fast money as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not thinking about like, yo, let me do this type of business so in 10 years I can make $100 million. They're like, no. Instead of giving me $100 million in 10 years, right now give me $10,000, and at least I see my money right now. They don't really believe in that whole 10 years, 5 years.
Patience, right.
Exactly.
They don't believe in goals. They just believe in right now.
Yeah, like I got to get my money right now.
Not right now, but right now.
Like right now.
Right. Yeah, and everyone is like so busy trying to be famous.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want to be famous now.
Because everybody wants to be all for themselves. And then wanting the help, which makes no sense.
Facts.
So what advice would you give someone who wants to get into the music industry and follow your footsteps?
My footsteps?
Yeah, or somebody, huh?
Or artist.
Your footsteps.
I would say yours, because
as management. Yeah. And, guiding people.
We need a lot of managers. You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, right now, there's so many people trying to be artists, but they're not looking at the business. We need a lot more managers. We need a lot more executives. We need a lot more booking managers. We need a lot more podcasters. We need a lot more media. And that's something that I'm trying to do right now. Like I'm trying to create like a media outlet network right now. You know what I'm saying? But right now it's all in my brain, and I'm trying to get the right partners to do it, because if you want to do something professional, you need real money behind it.
Yeah.
So, for example, Complex is a massive network, right? But they don't cater to Latinos. They do Ozuna because he's a megastar. They do Bad Bunny because he's a megastar. But they're not gonna see the rising star before they become the Ozuna or Bad Bunny. So we need a network that caters to our culture. You know what I'm saying? Complex right now, what they're doing is they're being culture vultures. I don't want to sound like Dame Dash right now, but what I'm saying is we have a bunch of networks now and media outlets that want to fuck with us, and now they want to do everything Latin because they see the numbers. That Bunny does a video, it's 500 million views that's getting it. 200 million views. So now they want to do Latin content, but they're not part of the culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what they're doing is you got a bunch of weird people in there saying, hey, you know, like we need to do something with the Latins. Do something different. And it's like, no, you're just doing something to feed off that culture. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we need to build networks. We need to build outlets for these artists. Like in New York, there's so many dope artists.
Yeah.
And none of them get any shine because Complex ain't gonna interview them. Genius ain't gonna interview them. These a lot of little YouTubers interview them, but they don't market their shit, so it doesn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So the problem that I see is, if you're young right now, instead of you saying, I want to be a rapper, why don't you say like, yo, I want to figure out how I can do something to push the culture forward. We have enough rappers already.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we need more producers. You know, we need more directors. We need more graphic designers. We need more marketers. We need more investors. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that we need, and we need to stop settling for what people see with their eyes. Like, oh, I want to be a rapper or a dembow artist or a Latin trapper. Like, I'm good with the business.
Yep,
Right.
I agree.
I agree too.
So now ask your famous question.
So
Yeah.
if there's one thing in the world, what would it be and why?
What?
If you was to change one thing in the world, what would it be and why?
One thing in the world.
Got
Oh,
you thinking, I see.
this is gonna be like kind of deep, but and probably a couple of people are gonna be like, this doesn't make any sense. But I'm gonna say it. What I would change is currency.
Why?
A lot of people do not pursue their dreams. A lot of people go into depression. A lot of people kill themselves over money.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the worst thing you could do as a person is be complacent because you need to get money to get by, right? So a lot of the times, like, I'm gonna give you an example. God forbid this ever happens. I don't want it to happen. But you guys are doing this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're passionate about it and you love it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's gonna be a point where you're gonna be like, we're not making any money from it, right? I don't want to do this shit no more because I'm not making no money. But if there was no currency and you wouldn't have to worry about money, you would do this for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So a lot of decisions as individuals is made off of money. Like, a lot of women don't fuck with certain type of dudes because they don't have money. A lot of dudes, do a lot of suspect, stupid shit for money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like we would have been better as a human race if there was no such thing as money, because a lot more people are going to be doing what they're passionate about and not what they're forced to do.
Yep.
Yep, I agree.
That's a good answer.
Hell yeah. That is
I
a
agree
good
with
answer.
that. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Because it's
agree.
true.
Even though there's plenty of times that we've been like, yo, fuck this shit. We
Yeah.
don't need
That's why I laughed. That's why I laughed, because I was like, it is
right.
true. We both
Yeah.
spoken about that, and I'll be like, fuck it, let's just do it just because we're having fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes having conversations sparks other things. Like,
Yeah.
I talk to people, and sometimes without them knowing, they're giving me my next business without them knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we get you the next business, we want PC. Fuck out of here. All right. Shit.
Yeah, that's so true.
But I like your gems though. I like that. I like what you said, currency. I
like that too.
And we was sitting here thinking about it, because it's like, look at all these people that's like hungry for this check, and it's like,
Look how people were acting when they got a stimulus check.
and how they still acting. The lines is crazy.
And that's the point of what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
people are acting crazy for $1,200.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's free, $1,200. And it's like, brother, you buy a pair of jeans and a hoodie and a pair of sneakers, and that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, what really, like, there's a lot of people that I currently know, and you probably know, that will sell their soul for money.
Of course.
And that's sad.
It is sad. Very sad. That's because they don't know themselves. They don't know their worth.
Exactly. Yep. But that was a good one.
Yeah, I was prepared, man. I started thinking.
I know, but like I said, if you get open the next business and we gave you something on PC, because
I got you.
No,
right, like, yo, give me the juice. Guess what?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things though. Like networking is important.
Of course.
For me, like just because we did this interview, that doesn't mean like, like you can't hit me up and be like, yo, Max, like I want to bounce this idea off of you. Like I'm a very systematic person when I deal with ideas because I respect all ideas, right? A lot of people be like, yo, I want to start a podcast, right? And they be like, okay, so what are you gonna do? How are you gonna start this podcast? How are you gonna monetize a podcast? What type of production you're gonna do? What type of promotion and marketing? And there's just a lot of shit that goes into an idea that people don't think about, and they just be like, I just want to start a podcast. And when you tell them that, they be like,
damn.
All right, so let's do something else then. Well, what else we could do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know that you're not really that passionate about what you're doing.
Yep. That's a fact.
Right, because when she brought it up, I asked her those same questions. Why you want to start a podcast? Why me? You know what I'm saying? So from there we built up, and we still building, and we here now.
How many episodes do you have?
This is 85. Episode 85.
Oh.
86.
Wait, 86. I was about to say
86. You're 86.
Okay. I started 2 podcasts, right? I did one with my boys that it was called the Corner Store Podcast. So it was just us talking bullshit. It lasted 2 episodes. Then I started another podcast with my boy Angelo. If he sees this, he's gonna kill me. It was called the 2-7 Podcast, and we lasted 8 episodes.
Wow.
And
how come?
That's it. Because timing. Like now that you got Zoom, this shit is fire. You don't even have to be in the same place.
Right.
Episode. Boom. You know what I'm saying? But before we would have to go to studios, and I'm mad bougie with certain things. Like I wanted it to sound good and the production gotta be good and shit. So whenever I felt like something was off, I'd be like, yo, I quit. They'd be like, but this is your podcast.
Right.
I quit. Fuck this.
I mean, editing, like I'm still learning because I use Audition. I'm still like learning stuff. And with the whole Zoom, this is new. So it's like I try to play with like how the voices sound when I'm editing. And I'm like, how the fuck am I going to do this? But I mean, I think I did a good job with the episode 84 and with DJ Dramo. So I'm like, okay.
You did that? The drama?
Yeah.
I still gotta.
You self-made, baby.
I edit all the episodes.
Of dramas?
I edit all the episodes.
Of everything?
Everything.
Not all of them, but most.
So y'all like
I didn't. The only episodes I were like the beginning ones, which was between 2017 2018, because we were still learning. But now that I know how to edit, like I know how to cut, I know how to put things together. That's like easy to me now. We use the same thing that Hot 97 be using.
We're self-made.
We are self-made.
That's fire. That's fire. I didn't even know. Like, to be honest with you, I don't know. When y'all hit me up, I didn't know. I know I put up the Dramos clip, and then like after that, you followed me. But I was just like, okay, fuck it.
I was like, let me hit him up, because I researched, and I was like, he sound interesting.
Yeah, that's fun.
Right.
That's fun.
Right.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, we've had people that still to this day hitting us up, and I'm like, he's whack. Like, they're whack. You're not coming to the podcast. And they see me in the streets.
We've taken whack people, but it can. The interviews suck. Like,
It'd be
it
so
just isn't
whack.
dry. You know what I'm saying?
One of them called, remember, I'm not even gonna say names, but he was like, "Are you a detective?" And I'm like, "You're in a fucking podcast. I'm gonna ask you questions."
Yeah.
I mean, there was a couple of questions that I was like, "How the fuck she know that?"
Chill.
Internet, baby, social media.
Like shit. Like,
we do research. You heard?
We go
So
deep.
then that means, you know what that means, Rena?
What?
That you haven't heard our podcast.
Exactly. That's how we catch people.
No. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is there's certain information that's not really that public that you said that.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But that's what I'm saying. You haven't heard our podcast.
Yes, I have.
That's what we about.
Which one?
Get the juice. That's why it's called Gimmie the Juice.
Which one you heard?
You haven't heard it. That's why he's quiet.
But let me tell you that Iheartradio and Spotify and a couple of other links, they deleted episodes from 1 to 14. Like, it's not there anymore. And between those episodes, we had the most popping people. Because we had my song, we had I'll Be Back from the movie Atlanta, ATL. We had a lot of dope people at the beginning that we were surprised, like, oh shit, we have them here.
Yep.
And why they deleted it?
We don't know.
I don't know why.
But
someone told me that it happens like once like the episodes are like old or whatever, they start deleting them. I don't know how true that is. They are. But you like if you Google us, Gimmie the Juice, some links still have all the episodes from 1 to now.
No, but I'm extremely happy for y'all to get to 86. I know how hard it is to get to fucking 4.
Well, you made it to 8, so
right. At least it's something. I think that's why we're like kind of known in Uptown, because everybody's like, "Yo, let me get on your podcast," blah blah. And we're kind of
damn.
Huh?
That's what they be saying. Like, damn, y'all still doing that podcast?
No, they actually want to come.
Like, when's the 100th anniversary party?
Yeah.
Who's next?
Do that.
Oh, I got somebody. You know, so.
Or they say that we kind of mean, but it's whatever.
And they say we mad funny.
We have different.
Why would they say you mean? You haven't said not one mean question to me at all.
You just got to listen to some podcasts, some of the episodes.
What?
Yeah. And then we can get your feedback.
Questions left, but you know.
Huh?
I don't know if there's any mean questions left, so I don't know.
No, we don't have any mean.
We two nice, lovely young ladies.
Yeah.
That like to have fun.
You look like you're the mean one, Nana.
Who, me?
Yeah, right?
Un poquito.
I'm the quiet one.
She lying. All she do is hype me up, giggle.
She look like she be like sneaking them little sneaky questions and shit. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the detective. That's what one of the guys said in the episode. What are you, a detective?
Like, yo, you my parole officer, yo?
Yep.
I thought he was joking, but he was serious. I looked at Nana like, is you serious?
You're in a podcast, nigga. We gonna tell you things that you probably don't think that we know.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So what do you know about me that I don't know?
That you don't know?
Yeah, that you surprised me with something.
Okay. Let's see. Let me look at my book.
Yo.
I can't have I have my shit on my phone.
You think I'm playing? We have a book. That's our Bible. Nobody can look at it either.
Right.
I don't know. I know you're friends with Don Omar because I wrote it here.
Oh shit. Dollar.
Right.
Didn't you discover something? Oh yeah, you did say yeah. Cashew, something like that?
Yeah.
You said it. CASHU, something like that.
Cashew?
I don't know.
What the fuck is that?
I do not know. I don't know if I'm saying it right though. I don't know if I'm saying it right. But
Like an artist?
I don't know. I think I gotta look again my info.
Cool. Text it.
But why were you acting like? Why did you act surprised when I said Maximo?
Right.
You have said
I
in
mean,
other
to be honest,
podcasts.
to be honest with you, like I shouldn't have, because when you Google my name, like Billboard comes out with my full name, so it's
Right.
but I wouldn't think that you call me Maximo, you know, that's what it was.
That we're famous for that. We call people by their names. And some people be like, how the fuck you know my name?
Yep.
I had to delete remember Gimmie 2?
Yeah.
Have you heard of Gimmie 2? From Dykeman? He's a good rapper. He's one that I'm dying for him, like we're dying for him to be known already. Like he's so good. Gimmie, when I said his name, he was like, you have to delete that.
You said his government name.
Huh?
Yeah.
You said his government name.
Yeah. I said his government name. He was like, how the fuck?
Dominican as name.
Huh?
Juan Carlos Jose.
What, you're asking what was his name?
No. I'm saying that he probably has like a super Dominican.
Oh,
name.
nah, he doesn't.
He had a common name.
Yeah, common name.
Oh, okay.
He was just like, oh, nah. I told him delete it from wherever I found it then.
Right. Fuck out of here.
He didn't even know it was there. He's like, what?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Like, nah, where y'all got this from? He was pressing us after we finished. Like, nah, where y'all got this from?
Right. We've been having some good times, so we have some good times. We even tatted our podcast logo.
So that means that y'all can't give this up now.
That's what my mom said. My mom was like, y'all better keep on.
Yeah,
I mean, we got the LLC, like.
Oh yeah, we have a trademark. As soon as I found out that Zoom converts into MP4 and I could like bring it to audition, I was like, oh, now we gotta start interviewing people.
Yeah. And here we are. This is what our
third through Zoom. Yeah.
That's dope. I mean, I think that once the quarantine is over, like people should still continue to use Zoom.
Yeah.
Because that whole, what are you doing, Nana? You breaking up a backward or something? Doing the
nothing. I'm just playing with the string of my pants. I'm rolling papers, okay?
My bad.
Yeah, but I mean, Zoom can be good for like, we have Mirtha that lives in LA. She's an author, she writes poems. Mm-hmm. She lives in LA. If we can't make it over there, this will be a good way to like interview her. So
right, because you was planning on going, but Corona hit.
Yeah.
Y'all were planning on going to LA?
To interview her and this other guy that he's a director out there.
LA is dope.
Yeah, it is.
I've never been there.
I want to move there.
LA is a little different because the thing is, in LA, you see like palm trees and nice houses, and you think shit is sweet. Niggas
you hit the hood
right next door.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a weird thing because in New York, we are visual people. So like for example, when we see something that's dark and it's weird, we're like, nah, we're not going in there. We're going over here. And in LA, something can look beautiful and nice, and you can get shot right there.
Right there, yep.
I've heard that, so I'd be scared. But I do want to go because I've never been there, and everybody tells me like, yo, you should go. It's cool.
Yeah, you should definitely go to network and shit like that. It's a dope place to be at.
You're like it, Rena.
Have you been there?
Yes, I have
been there.
And I want to move
last year.
You want to move to LA, so that means that the podcast is really gonna be on Zoom then.
No, I mean, who's to say that Rena not coming down?
We're family.
Okay, my bad.
Chocolate and vanilla.
I like Atlanta. I was supposed to go this week to watch Vince Carter's last game, and then it happened.
Damn, Vince Carter should have retired a long ass time.
Right.
I felt bad though. Like he was crying.
See
because he didn't have a proper. I mean, when you're not ready to retire, you're not ready.
That's God. God is telling him, you see, you kept fucking around and didn't retire when you needed to. Now you're not gonna get to retire the way you want to.
Yep.
That sucks. But yeah. Thank you again for coming to the podcast. It was a pleasure. I mean, doing the via Zoom, not coming to the podcast.
Right.
But
glad he took the invitation.
Yes. I would have never thought. I saw that blue check and I'm like, oh yeah, you got the blue check. You know how hard it is for like people to actually that got the blue check.
Listen, I answer everybody that DMs me.
That's good.
That's lit.
That means you're like macho. I mean, you.
And if I don't, then I have my intern answer.
So who answered?
Somebody's gonna answer it.
No, I'm saying who answered to give me the juice.
Oh, me.
Oh, okay.
Because you did it.
The personal reply.
Yeah. You hit me up when I just posted the Dramos thing.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I told Nana. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. That's how I catch people. Like I'll be like, this is what I'm gonna do. Cause I'm always on social, like on Instagram. I'm like, I'm gonna hit up this person because they did this and that, or I hit them up randomly, like at 3 a.m. because I know they're not really doing much. I wake up in the middle of the night, be like, let me hit up this person and see what happens, and I get a lot of replies. People be like,
no, I mean, social media has made people accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
That's a fact.
And this is the perfect time to get all your interviews, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Because a lot of people, and what I think y'all should do, like, you know, as a personal advice, y'all should become cool with publicists. Why? Because as a publicist, the way you make your money is by getting more outlets for your client.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're cool with a publicist and they have an artist that they're promoting, they could put you in their media run. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, we do know a publicist. So, Jocelyn.
Oh yeah, Jocelyn. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You talk to Jocelyn and be like, yo, listen, when one of your artists is on a promo run or a media run, put our podcast in there.
Yo, that's a good idea. I'm about to hit her up as soon as we finish.
Yeah.
Word. She got Don Q.
There you go. You get Don Q.
He said no to us, so.
He said yeah, then said no.
Was it twice that he said no?
I mean, Don Q is a very he don't look like he's a happy person.
Right.
You know, so I don't think
he's like antisocial.
Yeah.
Like I had to introduce myself. Like, hey, he came in the car because we did him a personal favor, and me and my friend drove him, and he just got in the car like Hollywood. I'm like, hi, I'm Nana, and this is so and so. Like,
but I'm surprised because the first time when he was giving me typing the DM, he seemed cool. So I was surprised the second time he was like, no.
Yeah, I mean, celebrities are also human beings too. So you don't know if he's going through some mental health issues or some shit, you know?
Maybe.
I don't want to shit on the rappers and, you know, like, I mean, they go through a lot of shit, but in the end of the day, like, we live off of these type of podcasts, this type of interaction. So you should be happy that people want to interview him, because there's going to be a point when nobody wants to interview him.
Exactly.
And he's a good rapper.
He definitely is.
So.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yo, Nana got mad shade, yo.
Yeah, I can do that sometimes.
All right. Yo, just give me the juice. With Rena. Oops.
Wow.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of editing in this shit.
Yeah. Yo, just give me the juice for Rena.
And Nana.
You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Iheartradio.com, Spotify, Iheartradio, everywhere.
All platforms. We on all platforms. We
everywhere. You heard?
Yo, you heard?
Yeah.
So, why are you laughing?
I'm fucking dead.
Why?
Why are you laughing?
Yo, she said you heard.
She always say that.
We both say it.
No, I say, yo, you heard.